Hey everyone, Mark Roberts and the Film Hustlers here.
So he has to separate himself from us.
That's
Davey
messed up.
David.
Hey, no, I stay quiet a lot of times, man, but I'm listening.
Yeah, you hear it. Davey David, he's kicking cabs.
Smart people say little. Well, I just want to thank you guys for listening. We had a great 2023. We're heading into a wonderful 2024. We're making a movie this year. Hopefully you guys learn a lot from it. I want to always acknowledge our amazing sponsor, extrememusic.com. Russ Emanuel's put together a great company there, and he's in support of the Film Hustlers, and we're really, really proud of the association. So thank you guys for listening. Please continue to share the show, rate it, maybe subscribe, but definitely drop a comment. You know, we'd love to answer questions if you have questions about your films or your scripts or anything like that. Yeah. Some of you guys send me a lot of music stuff. Because I use Extreme Music, I tend to deny music requests, but
it goes against our sponsor. We want to be on air, right?
Yeah, I want to be on air. So so definitely keep sending me ideas and thoughts. I do listen to the music. If for some reason I hear something I like, then I'll send you an email. But thank you guys for listening. Please share, please rate, and enjoy the show. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Film Hustlers 2024. That dates the show.
I'll have to say, man, last show was great.
It was great, right? Well, was it great?
Yeah.
I think I talked the whole time about filmmakers and people quitting.
You talk all the time, though. That's what you do.
I get excited about doing it. I get excited about...
That's why you're here.
I get excited about the business, and I understand the realities of the business, and I realize how hard the business is. So, you know, sometimes I get a little melancholy, and I want to be honest and tell the truth about how hard it is to do what we do. It's not an easy thing to do.
I'd say it's probably one of the hardest businesses, if not the hardest business.
Anyone can step into show business and be successful. Anyone. And the problem is, it's kind of like the gold rush. You show up with no experience and no real understanding of telling a story, and then you expect to be a filmmaker. And that's the problem. You know, and then through osmosis, we all tend to learn it, right? You've been on the set with Lopez for how many years?
Yeah, but not really with you.
But you've been next to the process so long. Through osmosis, you learn like the movies and the deadlines and how hard it is for a producer to get the information to an actor or to a host or whatever. You know, I'm just saying, like through osmosis, we've learned it. Yeah, and you start to learn. You know, even when you're in meetings, when we're talking about stories and the 7-act structures and 9-act structures and 3-act structures. Like, these are important things to know. Yeah. Like, you're going to walk into a studio one day and they're going to say, "We love your idea. What do you think happens in the 6th act?"
Damn.
I don't know. Like, isn't that what you guys are supposed to do? That's usually what I would say when I first started. Yeah. I would call a studio, try to pitch them an idea, and they'd be like, "Oh, that's interesting, but where do you think that fits on our network?" And I'd be like, "I don't know. It's just a good idea. You guys put it wherever you want." Yeah, put it where you want. They're like, "Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, that thing doesn't fit on our network." I'm like, "Okay."
Well, know your audience. Well, if you're pitching,
you know what? If you do the movie, then you'll have a great big audience, and you know, like that. They hung up on me. I got hung up on a lot. But I think that's the thing. You know, I tend to think a lot about how hard it's been to get to a certain point. And honestly, at some point, it just started to work. Yeah. It was like you turned on the faucet, because after all these years of beating your head against the wall and trying to figure out what sells and what doesn't sell and what foreign distribution you could work, or if you could work it, or if you can't work it, or if you're doing Lifetime movies, or if you're doing indie movies, or I want to do the movies I want to make. And after all these arguments, then it just started to sort of fall into place. I needed to just focus on making the product and not so much where and who and how and why. So I think about that a lot, so I tend to talk about it. So we talked about it a lot on the last show. We're not going to talk about it this time. We're going to have a guest on today. Ooh. Very special guest. Her name is Ann Lewis Roberts.
Oh, that's my favorite guest.
Oh, she's the best.
No relation.
Yeah, right.
She's very talented. You know, I love... You know, I'm married to her, so I have a tendency.
You are? Yeah, I have. Does she know that?
She may not be aware, but we have a tendency to talk about show business a lot. And she's got, you know, she's worked for Disney. She launched Access Hollywood. She worked at Entertainment Tonight.
Yeah.
She worked at E! When the Kardashians kicked in. So it's exciting to talk to her and hear her.
ABC? Did you work at ABC for a while?
Well, Disney is ABC, so she was at ABC Disney running like The View, Regis and Kelly,
Wow.
Oprah.
Crazy.
You know, she was there when Siskel and Ebert were still on the air.
Really?
Yeah. That's a trip because when she got there, she had to replace him.
She don't look that old.
Nah, she's young. But let's talk to her a little bit because I think she may have some insight about TV and
Fast channels.
Yeah,
Remember she was
fast
talking
channel.
about
Yeah,
fast
dude,
channels?
that was one of our highest
What's-
viewed show.
What's happening in 2024?
Yes,
Yeah,
that's
because
what we
it's
need.
all
space.
What I don't understand is a fast channel, like let's say the Hustlers did a series and it was super popular and we had 10 seasons of it.
Yeah.
We would start our own fast channel where people could only watch the Hustlers show.
Really?
Right.
That's
See, I didn't
I
know
believe
that.
that's what it is.
Yeah.
Let's just clear it up
Let's clear this up.
once and for all.
Enough debate. Can you turn it up a little?
She's probably brushing her teeth.
He said you
Hi.
Oh, whoa.
Hi, is Ann Lewis Robertson, please?
Oh, this is Ann Lewis Robertson and Sadie.
Does Sadie have Instagram?
Yes,
What is her Instagram?
at Sadie Mae Roberts.
That's Sadie Mae Roberts. Just in case people want to see her, she's beautiful. So the Hustlers are here. We're chatting about lots of things about film and directing and stuff. But we realized that we needed to kind of figure out and learn a little bit more about what was happening in TV this year, 2024. 2023 was an interesting year for television and non-scripted and all that, right?
From my vantage point, and lots of people, we wondered if there was going to be some massive unscripted orders because of the strikes. The Actors Guild strike and the Directors Guild strike. And I don't think anybody heard that happening. But it turns out that wasn't the case. And I think that is because of all the streamers are still trying to figure out who is their linear platform or their streamer platform where their money should go. And I think they just hung on to their money. And while the world was thinking, okay, I'm going to see less product from scripted, and they just didn't order too much in the unscripted world. And it is yet to be seen if 2024 will bring more product. You know, it's another interesting trend is a lot of stuff's being farmed out overseas. So entire shows are being posted in Argentina and Turkey, Venezuela, with really great editors, quality editors, but it is causing a lot of the folks here. This is such a doomsday conversation, but it is taking a lot of jobs.
Are they doing that to save money and to maybe do non-union stuff?
Yeah, it's like an eighth of the cost.
Oh, wow.
And
probably tax credits too, right?
I don't know. It's a good question. And I just heard about it this year with a couple of folks telling me about it. But I think everybody's hoping that next year will be robust and budgets will be reasonable. Because I think, by the way, I think every company and every streamer that has a major footprint here would rather use all the domestic people who are here, but the budgets are getting smaller and smaller and smaller. And you don't want to not work. So you figure out where can I cut, not corners, but where can I cut costs? And if there's quality people working elsewhere, that's what's been happening, is it's been going elsewhere, which is a bummer because, you know.
But as it refers to shows, I mean, you just did a series for HDTV, didn't you? Didn't you do like 8 episodes of something?
Yes, and if I want to talk on the positive side, which you could just cut out everything I just said that was so sad and buzzkilly, but I think people are just, this year was still a year of comfort food, television shows. You know, you and I discovered 33 episodes of Beat Bobby Flay.
No, 33 seasons.
33 seasons, sorry.
What?
The best show ever. Yeah.
Jesus.
It's a great show.
We come home after a long day, and when we should be talking to each other because we're married, but we sit down and we watch, 4 Beat Bobby Flays. And part of that, I think, is there's so much chaos in the world. I think people are wanting to sit down and watch the Masked Singers, the Lego show, the Beat Bobby Flay, Rock the Block, all those shows where you can see people sort of have a journey and triumph. All the game shows still do really well.
Great American Bake Off.
Yep. And even like Jeopardy's up and doing well, and Wheel of Fortune. Ryan Seacrest is going to go over and take Pat Sajak's job. And, I think game shows, all those kind of shows where you can just watch them and not feel sad or afraid like you might if you watch the news, are really doing well.
Well, I know you skirted right over it, but you did 8 episodes of a show for HGTV. What's the name of that show?
I'm so sorry. It's called Who's Afraid of a Cheap Old House? And it is also an incredibly fun ride. And it is my hosts and creators of this world are Ethan and Elizabeth Mickelstein, and they are just incredible preservationists and old house lovers. And we go and help 8 families who have bought homes under $100,000. We help them kickstart restoration. It's not renovation. Renovation is when you tear the stuff down and just put up some walls. This is restoration, where we're finding like 100-year-old incredible wood plank floors and handy, crafts made in the 1800s that will last the test of time, and we're uncovering them and shining them up, and people are able to afford homes. The big thing for Ethan and Elizabeth is that home ownerships are really tough right now for most people with interest rates and how expensive everything is, but you can get into a cheap old home and you can restore it for a pretty easy penny.
That's amazing. Well, you follow them.
I follow all of them. The international ones, I fantasize because I'll be scrolling through and I'll see like, buy this house in Italy for $10,000, and I start looking at the pictures and I picture myself in that house, and like that would be amazing. Can you imagine? And then the reality sets in and I come back.
Hey, fool, you got to go to work tomorrow.
Lopez, Tony, I need you up here. But no, I follow all the handles.
But
I
the
love
truth
them.
is, that dreamy factor, that's what this show is about, is bridging the gap between, I do the same thing. I look at the Italian castles and I'm like, do I live there? Am I going to be sitting there with Sadie with some bread in my purse? And
selling emotions. I love it.
Yeah. So this show bridges the gap between, oh, wow, that's so cool, someone else is doing it, and showing that you can do it. Wait, can I give you guys a little tip that Ethan and Elizabeth gave me that's the most awesome, easy thing to do?
We take tips.
Yeah.
Okay. So if you go in your house, probably the hardware on your windows and your doors or somewhere in your house have been painted over with white paint. They call it landlord paint.
Right.
And I bet some of them are actually historic, cool bronze or brass or cool features. So at night you get an old crock pot and you put water in it and you unscrew them, you put them in there, and in the morning that old ugly paint will have peeled off all by itself. And then you can put those things back in, and they look like features that you'd have to go, if you bought them at Anthropology, it would cost you, $152.
There you go. You heard it
but
here.
You could do it to yourself.
Yeah,
you heard it there.
Here.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Nice.
You guys did you do, on one of the shows, you did a house that literally cost under $25,000. Wasn't it a church, an old church or something like that?
We did a house that was $32,000.
It's crazy.
Where was that at, though? I think I saw it. Was it like Illinois or somewhere like that? Iowa?
No, upstate New York. This is a new season. That old season, the previous season was We Took You All Over the Country.
Yeah.
This, we settled ourselves up in the upstate New York, Vermont area.
Yeah.
And yeah, we did a church that was $99,000.
Wow.
And like an enormous church. And we turned it into, like this beautiful multi-area home for this couple that lived in Brooklyn for 10 years, and they could never afford their own house. So they moved 3 hours outside of the city. That's the buzzkill or the beauty, depending on what you think. And they were able to get this house and a cottage next door for $99,000.
Don't tell me they're commuting, though. They can't be commuting.
No, you know what? Nobody works in the office anymore.
Oh,
so
there you go.
cheap old houses really is more achievable now because people can work anywhere. So both of them are in media and they work from home.
So
Wow.
How can I play?
But can I tell you something cool about that place? We started peeling off the paint on the ceiling, and there was a freaking fresco up there
Wow.
from the 1700s.
Wow.
Yeah, that made the value immediately go up in the house like $75,000 in the
Yeah.
church.
I got to be
Because
honest.
it was a fresco.
I got to be honest. When I watch these shows, all I could think of is every one of these houses is haunted.
That's what I was just thinking. That place is haunted for sure.
1700s? Oh my God, dude.
You're cool with the
Yeah,
haunting?
I couldn't sleep in that room one day.
1792. 1792. Mazza's brother, when I was telling him about it, said, what if you did cheap old haunted houses? And I'm like, that is a good collab right there.
Who's Mazza?
Courtney.
Oh, Courtney Lopez, Mario Lopez's wife,
Courtney.
and this is her brother.
The most talented Lopez is Courtney Lopez.
There you
Just
go.
kidding.
I don't know. Sonny's going to be mad about that one.
That's a talented family.
Yeah.
It's very cool to know that people are still watching shows about renovation and about new ideas, because it's hard to come up with new things for television, right? When you pitch things like this, you have to have a fresh idea. Or is it okay to have like just a renovation show with a piece of talent? I guess that's the question, right?
I think you always have to have a new why or a new twist on it. All the shows that any of us have ever done, or movies, all come from some basic premise that's been done 200 times. But I think you have to have a new take on it. I mean, Be Bobby Flay, don't make me go back to that, but Be Bobby Flay, the camaraderie in there is so cool. And the fact that Bobby is okay with getting, harassed. It's like a roast, through most of it. So he's good with the comedy of it all. And I think so that makes that competition among friends thing work. Wait, can I tell you something else crazy that happened this year?
Sure.
I had some coffee. Look at what Taylor Swift and Beyonce did.
What did they do?
Sing?
They got people to come out post-COVID, dress up, have these, sort of what Barbie did and Oppenheimer. That's not my field, but I'm so in awe of people galvanizing and wanting to get out and participate in some of our media, because I feel like that hasn't happened in a long time. My good friend Mark Bracco produced Taylor Swift's movie. I just name drop. Boom. And
You dropped something.
And he, that movie was brought in, I don't know, $1 billion.
And let's be clear, it's not a feature film with a script and stuff. It's her concert.
Well, he sat with Taylor and her mom and her brother, and they figured out how to shoot it. But yeah, she had already created it and profoundly tweaked it over all those months where she was out on the road. So it was the last couple of episodes, so they put everything they could into it. And, to make sure people would dance in the aisles the way they were in the stadium.
Those are music movies that are being shown in theaters that are bringing in lots and lots of money.
Yeah, and they did a deal. Taylor's people did a deal directly with AMC and cut out the Warner Brothers, the Paramounts,
Wow. That's
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah, it's up for a Golden Globe. Might be up for an Oscar. You don't know. So things are changing.
And then the other thing that's interesting is that there's so many shows now. David, if you probably saw it, did you see the 50 years of hip hop?
Yeah, I did
Yeah,
watch it.
I mean that's pretty.
That's
That was
a great show.
That was pretty cool. Did you see it, Rod?
I did not.
Who's Rod?
Rod?
But the 50 years of
Great
hip hop
stories.
seems to be a trend, right? Like people are going back to watching these sort of variety shows. I think. I mean, I've been seeing a lot of them lately. Is that a thing?
I think music performance shows are always a thing, and that was that. Oh my God, that 50 years of hip hop was a tremendous lift, and that was produced by Jesse Collins Entertainment. That is Elaine Metaxas's company,
Oh wow.
and they do the Grammys and the Super Bowl halftime, and I mean I can't imagine they planned that for a year, but who doesn't want to sit down and see that concert
Yeah,
with
that's great.
Queen Latifah? I mean, it was your whole childhood and beyond. So I don't know. Again, I go back to people are watching things that make you feel good.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. So just to go back to Who's Afraid of a Cheap Old House for a second, your partners on Who's Afraid of a Cheap Old House, HDTV, Bill Stanky.
Bill.
Yeah, Bill's involved with it, who also executive produced
Beautiful
Darkness.
Yes, talented Bill Stanky. Jenny Daly, the president of Critical Content,
Yeah.
genius lady.
You guys all put this together and sold it and made it happen. But if Rod has an idea that he's working on with Bill Stanky, should they go to Jenny Daly?
That's right.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, okay, we gotta have Jenny Daly on. Would you bring? Can you bring on Jenny Daly and interview her as a film hustler?
Yeah, as a
Yes,
co-host.
Jenny. Yeah, Jenny just produced the Sly Stallone documentary.
Oh, wow.
Which
Is
was
that
awesome.
true? Oh my God, I think I
Yeah.
did see her name. You're right.
Yeah, she was her company. She produced that, and they do Catfish and Food Truck. I mean, she's prolific.
She also did a scripted series, didn't she?
Yes, I'm sorry. It's the #2 series on Netflix. It's called Ginny in Georgia.
Yeah. So she's one of the few people in show business that actually does everything.
Wow.
Films, television, scripted,
Really?
non-scripted. She does it all. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Let's
Yeah,
have her on.
documentary. Yeah, she's so great.
Sly's documentary. I can't wait to get her on to ask her how in the world she got involved in the Sly documentary. That's amazing.
Yeah, it's a good story.
Yeah.
That's my tease.
That's very cool. I'll say something about Cheap Old Houses is that when I do see your show and go to their sites, I always fantasize about taking, because I have 2 kids.
Yeah.
So I think, how are you going to get them a house? How are they going to have somewhere to live when they're older?
Yes.
It's so hard to buy something in the interest rates. Hopefully that changes.
They're living
soon.
with you. What do you mean?
No, but I think, like, what if I
No, thank you.
eventually made money? What if I eventually made money and I took like $20,000 and bought them each a cheap old house, and then took another 80 grand and fixed it up for them and had it there
Yeah.
ready for when they graduate
you,
college.
You got to do the ones in Europe, like like you can go to like. Have you seen the things?
I don't want
come
them
to-
that far away from me, fool.
Oh, all right.
that's far.
All right.
But go ahead.
Upstate New York's pretty far too, fool.
That's true. You're right. You're right.
But there's some places and I don't know if this pertains to what you're doing. In Italy, they'll pay you
Oh yeah.
Yes.
to come live
Yes.
there.
What?
Yeah.
Yes.
And they'll give you
They're
a house.
very remote places, but they're trying to get more community. Yes, they'll pay you.
Yeah. You should follow. A couple should
Dude,
do
that's
that.
a
and follow
movie.
them.
That's a script right there.
yeah.
I'm going.
Or a show.
That
Like,
is.
Davy
So
Dave will
that's
move there.
Roz.
No, you can't leave Davy Dave. We
Yeah.
need you.
Oh, that's right. All right. Thank you.
Yeah, we'll send Lopez or Sturds. He's all stressed
There you
out.
But those movies that are from industry people in the music business, that's sort of changing things a little bit. But television, for the most part, is not blossoming in the way that it has in the past, right? I mean, you've got the Kardashians moved over to Hulu, right? Is that right? On
Yeah.
Hulu? Yeah. They're on Hulu. They're still doing their thing, but they're like a piece of old furniture. They're just there on television, and you can
Right.
see them if you want. You don't have to
They're
if you don't want
awesome.
to. They're great.
So fantastic.
Okay, they're
you should just
terrific.
check out their Christmas
Amazing.
Instagram posts.
Oh,
my God.
Incredible. Can't believe it.
I just think you can't. You can't poo-poo somebody who has that longevity. How long has it been now?
A long time.
40 years.
I
maybe?
mean,
You were at
400 years.
You were at E when they started.
Yeah, so that was like, I want to say that was 2007. I mean, that is some crazy longevity. That might be longer than Bobby Flay in the 33 seasons. I don't know.
Bobby Flay. We got to get Lopez on Bobby Flay. That'd be a lot of fun.
Yeah. I mean, I know I said I was buzzkilly about the TV, but I think a lot of that has to do with the strikes. There's always new stuff coming up, but you know, I mean, I'll say one other one. This crazy Golden Bachelor on ABC, like that franchise is 1 billion years old too, and everybody has said for 100 years you should do the old version, yeah, and everybody's like, we're not doing the old version, and then they finally did, and everyone went banana cakes. You know, seeing people who are a different age, whether it felt like your mom or it felt like you, and people went banana cakes, and it did really, really, really well. And they ran it on Disney Plus as well as ABC. So that means younger people were watching it, you know, 30 somethings were watching it as well as the older folks who watch broadcasts.
That's incredible. So I have a question for you. This is really important. I think people are going to want to know. So
I will marry
What's
you.
for dinner tonight?
what do we have? Are you making that chicken? Skin on.
Yeah.
Skin on.
I gotta hurry because I gotta go take your son and his friends
Okay, but
to
hang on.
Girl's house.
I actually do have an important question. So you know how they've been making these shows, like Taylor Sheridan has been doing these shows on
Yes.
Paramount, and they're all the Old West and stuff, and it's Kevin Costner, and it's now like this juggernaut. Now you can watch the first season of Yellowstone on CBS. How in
So
the
smart.
world? Yeah, but yeah, it's
Yeah,
smart.
how does that
but
work?
you feel a little duped, right? Because then you can't see this unless you buy Paramount. Then you buy Paramount, then it's on CBS on the free network. I'm just trying to figure out, how does all that business work?
Okay, so FYI, that's us because we're dumb and we have so many apps. But most people, it's fresh to them. They don't have Paramount Plus, and so they're getting to see it for the very first time. And the programmers at Paramount Plus are smart because Paramount Plus is plastered all over it.
Double
so
dipping.
It's basically free advertisement when it airs on CBS, because the whole time, not only are you like, Kevin Costner's so cute, and oh my God, that girl's crazy. You're like, should I get Paramount Plus? So it's a second run. It's like syndication. They sold it to their own arm, and it's a big fat commercial. It's so brilliant.
So that means that I watch Yellowstone on CBS, and that makes me want to purchase
18 whatever.
Paramount.
Yeah, because
Got it.
you want to see all this stuff now.
Got it. Okay, that makes sense. Okay, so thank you for clearing that up. That was important. And they're doing
you
this.
also need to put Elliot Goldberg on it, who is my good friend and your good friend, and who works for Taylor Sheridan's company. You could ask right from the horse's mouth.
All right, let's get him on. Yeah, we got to get him on. So those are two people that you'll have to come on and interview with us, okay?
And Elaine Metaxas. I love it.
Oh, yeah, let's get Elaine Metaxas on.
Elaine Metaxas, her freaking company. Oh my God, all my friends
And
are
Taylor Swift.
telling it.
And Taylor Swift.
Into their fist.
I know, Mark Bracco. How do we get Taylor Swift on here? I don't
That's
know.
a bunch of
That's
people.
a heavy lift.
Well, you know what? Davey Dave's head of her fan club. He's the president. He can get her.
Oh,
He's a Swiftie.
Well,
I like it.
When I'm away and you're co-hosting the show, you bring those three people on once a week.
Yeah.
Boom. Done.
Boom.
Okay.
There you go. Okay.
There you go.
Yeah.
So that's exciting, but they are doing that. A lot of networks are doing that, right? Like I think NBC is bringing the European version of Ghosts to the regular network here.
Another amazing show.
Yeah.
Ghost is so good.
So would you say that TV, film, because it's all one thing now, it's kind of reinventing itself a little bit this year now that they're just trying to figure out how to make all of this work, and it seems like they're doing a pretty good job.
I still think that, just given you and I have been watching all the screeners for the Academy Awards, because we're sort of empty nesters with no kid caring if we're alive or dead anymore. But we've been watching them more so than ever, and all of those shows make you feel a certain way, right? Oh, your chicken's ready.
With skin.
All movies make you feel a certain way, right? We watch Past Lives. I felt a certain way. That's not how I feel when I watch Ghosts, and that's not how I feel when I watch Bobby Flay. So I think the good news is there's still all the different ways that you could feel in entertainment, and I don't think we're ever going to watch Beat Bobby Flay and think how we feel when you watch Top Gun with Tom Cruise. So I think it's awesome. There's all these different types of things. Like Tootie's film is never going to be up against, again,
Bobby Flay.
Beat Bobby Flay. Yeah, or Cheap Old Houses. So there's all these different things. It's just what distribution, organizational principle is going to win out and make sense to all of us, where we're like, oh, okay, that's where I go for that, and that's where I go for that, and that's where I go for that. Like right now, we're all kind of uncomfortable in our brains because you're like, am I getting duped? Is that the right thing? So I think everyone's just got to figure out the organizational principle that makes us all feel comfortable, like we did when it was like 2, 4, 7, 9, and 11.
Yeah, or like when it was Must See Thursday. Remember that?
Yeah.
Saturday morning cartoons.
Or a fast channel.
TGIF. That was a big one too. The Thursday, Friday. I almost didn't want to go out on Fridays because it was a Friday night Friday night TV show.
Gotta miss it.
Do you think? I don't think it's off topic for us to have the Finkelsteins on the show. Do you think they'd come on and talk about Cheap Old Houses?
I do.
It'd be fun to get them on. They can talk about the show that they just did, and they can also give us a little education on how people on the show could buy a house in upstate New York.
Yeah. Syracuse.
Yeah, they're so amazing.
All right, so we're going to get the Finkelsteins on to sort of talk about the show and also tell us our audience how to buy a house in upstate New York for $10,000 bucks. That'd be awesome. But look, congratulations on your shows. Thanks for coming in and giving us some information. We're going to you're going to become a co-host because we're going to get all those people on the show, and you're going to have to interview them with us.
That'll be fun.
Yeah.
Well, thanks for coming on and being positive about the movie industry and the TV industry. It seems like we're headed into a good 2024 with all that, don't you think?
Yes.
I think so.
Yeah, we appreciate that. All right, cool. So then I'll see you at home for the chicken and stuff. And
I'm going out with the kids.
Oh, okay.
She's not eating that. She's going out to eat.
I'm going to leave your stuff here, so enjoy yourself.
All right. Well, thanks for being on the show.
Of course, it was good to talk to you guys, Rod and Davey Dave.
Yeah.
Thanks, Ann. Good to talk to you too.
All right, we'll see you soon.
See you soon. Okay.
Bye. There you go.
There you go. You're getting dry chicken tonight, Roberts.
With skin.
With skin.
A little bit broiled on top. That's interesting, man.
A wealth of knowledge. No wonder you're so... See, Robert shows up here, and it's not him. It's her skill. It's her knowledge. You just regurgitate what she tells you.
She has
you tell her, like,
It's
okay,
an echo chamber at his house.
And that's it. I'm going on the show today. Give me some talking points.
Come up with this.
Dude, I'm not denying she's a very talented and smart lady. She was running, ABC Disney for a little bit. So I love her show. Love that she's working with Stanky.
Yeah.
Stanky's a player, man.
Yeah, I like Stanky. I got to revisit that pitch that I told him that he liked and take it to...
Jenny Daly.
Yeah, because I don't do it anymore, but I would send him in the beginning, like after that conversation, I would send him those things, like the posts. I would say, hey, our show. And a couple of them is like, yeah, ha, ha, ha. And then it just started, and then it turned quiet after that.
And then he stopped returning it.
And then he was like, I
yeah,
sent our new one. Look at this one. He was like,
It's like when people send me memes, like, bro.
Yeah. I got that one.
Yeah.
Do you usually have it when they send you the meme?
I've seen it like 3-4 times.
That's Lopez.
10 years
Lopez
ago.
reposts the same stuff. Like,
I meant to ask her about Extreme Music because I know that she uses it on all of her shows.
yeah.
But we want to shout out to extrememusic.com. Remind you guys to check them out. They're the best in the business. An enormous library of amazing music for all types of content. Extrememusic.com for all your music needs. Check them out. All right. On the next few shows, we're going to be talking a little bit about foreign distribution. So hang in there.
We got to come up with an idea, a plan, a plot.
Actually, we need a new pitch idea.
Yeah.
Let's get together next week and do it again.
Yeah.
Boom, baby.
All right.
New Year.
Happy New Year to
Happy
everybody.
New Year.